Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jabari Mongoose here. Today is episode 6 of our Pokemon Black Randomizer Nuzlocke. I added an extra to the layout so people can see my team without me having to go into the pause menu. We have BB the Celebi, Pinchy the Drapion, Ludicolo, nicknamed Macarena, Derp the Slowpoke, and Loki the Zorua. So right here, we're going to be crossing the bridge to get to Castelia City. I get the Quick Claw from the hiker, and I'm going to give that to Derp. I think that he is the best one to use it for. I'm going to make a cut to skip the bridge because there's no items, no story thing. It looks pretty, yes, but I am not going to make this video 40 minutes long. This video is longer than normal because I am making some additional changes. Normally I've been fast forwarding everything, but I'm going to try something different this time around. I think I like it more where I'm fast forwarding the adventure, the dialogue, finding items and everything, but I am keeping the battles at normal speed. I don't think much has been missed so far, but I do want battles to be the focus. And so, having that at normal speed, people can look at my decisions, maybe process it more. I can probably go into better detail of why I do certain things in battle, talk about my strategies beforehand, and the reason why maybe I could have done things differently. Honestly, I make a mistake here on this part. So my Pokemon, I have 2 Pokemon at level 23. And then I have 3 Pokemon that are 22s and 21s. But I decided to go into the battle company because I wanted to get the items. I should have waited until after I finished the gym, because what's going to happen here is I'm going to be doing 3 battles, and I can already tell that I am way too close to over leveling. One of my rules is not to go higher than the current gym leader's ace Pokemon, which is 23. So we're going to do a few matches. I'm going to stop, and basically once I get the gym badge and get a new encounter for a Pokemon I can start training, I'm going to come back and get some of these things and do some of these battles. Because right now I'm remembering that in Pokemon Black and White, there's really not a lot of encounters during these first few routes of the game. It should open up more once I get this 3rd badge, but for right now, I'm having to manage experience and making sure I don't over-level. This does allow me to cheese, and hopefully I can get to some Pokemon level 24 during the battle of the gym leader. But right now, I'm the kind of person that likes fighting in the game, so I battle everything, and I'm learning in this Nuzlocke challenge in particular that it's becoming more and more of a pain to micromanage, especially in a randomizer where there is a lot of Pokemon of very different stages of evolutions and different XP growths, so I am getting more experience than I should, especially when fighting things like legendaries. I do get some quick balls and another set of Pokeballs from that clerk right there, which is nice. I can get the XP share when I fight the CEO at the end of this, but I won't be able to do that till next episode. So I switch out Derp into Pinchy because I know the Lillipup has Bite, and I didn't want to. Again, Derp is just doesn't have the damage output currently. Again, no contest. It's a Drapion. Also, I hope that people are having a good day, whoever sees this video. Just tell me how your day is going, no matter when you see this. I am interested. So the second legendary on the same floor is an Articuno, which I think is funny that we had some of a Zapdos and some of an Articuno. Hopefully I'll remember this because I want to see if there's someone in this building that also has a Moltres. Maybe the CEO does. You never know. So I decided to make the Articuno fall asleep, and then I do the disable to get rid of a move. This Articuno at this point knows Gust and also Ice Shard. I learned that later. But having Zorua come out for a little bit because I wanted it to get some XP as well. And I don't use Hex even though it's asleep because it was a scientist and it gave it a special defense up battle item, so it's pointless for me to try to use Hex. Using physical attacks is better. So the Articuno wakes up and uses Gust, and I'm very protective of my little Loki right now. So what I'm going to do is, after getting this Feint attack, because it's still a 2-hit KO, I'm going to switch into Pinchy so that he can potentially kill it in one hit with a bite. Took a little longer than I wanted to, but Articuno is taken care of. Again, I'm getting some Pokemon closer and closer to 23. This is here where I look around and I decide to stop because I'm going to be I'm going to get a lot of Pokemon over level, and I need to start challenging the gym. And the thing is, there's also another match I have to do before I can even go into the gym. So I did a cut. I went back to the Pokemon Center to heal. We run into Sharon, who has gotten his badge already. And those who are familiar with the story, Berg comes out and he asks for our assistance to find Team Plasma over an incident. So I'm going to make a cut to the pier because I spent way too much longer than I wanted to find which pier they were at. So we get to Burr with Iris and Bianca. Bianca had her Muna stolen in this game, so we are going to help by tracking down this Team Plasma Grunt. And I don't make a cut here because I know where I have to go next. On a side note, one thing I do appreciate with this game is how active the gym leaders are in the overworld. Didn't really happen much up until this point, and usually it's mostly the champion. So I'm really happy to see this. More of like gym leaders having a life outside of being in their gym. So this match is actually pretty difficult because it's a Porygon Z. So I start with Derp's usual Yawn, and then the funny thing is I go for a conversion, and then I use Confusion, and the Porygon Z uses Conversion and turns into a Dark type. So next level plays here with this little thing. But I keep Derp in. Because it looks like the only attacking move this Porygon Z knows is Psybeam, so I'm just going to let Derp stay in, get the kill. Good job. And you see next we have a Mighty Anna. which I do not want Derp to stay in and deal with. So we are going to switch into Pinchy. I really never understood why the Poochyena line got Odor Sleuth, because I get the utility allows you to hit fighting ghost type Pokemon, but it's a dark type. They learn Bite around the same time they would learn it, so it's virtually useless. But I don't know. I'm not a game designer. I mean, thematically it makes sense, but in execution, I don't think any player has ever used Odor Sleuth on their Miana or Poochyena, but I understand things like Foresight on your fighting types, but... So we chase them into the building. Big stand down. Hi, I am Getsis. I'm going to be preachy. The dialogue is actually very interesting here, calling out gym leaders and everything else. Really, everything about Getsis up until the world domination generic part was very fascinating. I remember originally playing this game, I was very curious where it would go. And I'm still happy with the overall execution. I do think the world domination goal at the very end was a little cliche, but I think it did what it needed to. I just like the aura and mystery of Getsis in the beginning. So good, we got a berry from Iris. Up there's a smoke ball, I'll be getting that in just a second. And then we're going to heal, I'll do a quick cutaway, and we'll challenge the gym. Also, this gym layout is one of the most unique I have ever seen, and it's in my personal top 5 favorites. I would say maybe even top 3. It's unique. I think it's really cool. I am going to tackle all 4 clowns in this gym. I probably shouldn't have, because you'll see why towards the end of it, but again, I just can't help myself. I like battling in this game. That's what I'm here for when I play Pokemon. First opponent has a Crocodile. Me fearing the bite, I immediately go into a hard switch. And again, I'm trying to micromanage experience, so I felt like doing a lot of switch training was the best thing to do in order to still have Pokemon at level 23 before fighting Burr. Pinchy gets to level 23, and he tries to learn Scary Face. I'm going to get rid of that. I probably should have considered that more. I think Scary Face could have a lot more utility, but... anyway, this clown's next Pokemon is the mythical Pokemon Mew. Again, fully taken care of. And then the problem is, Pinchy is almost at 24. Out of all of my Pokemon that I do not want to be over level for a gym fight, it's Pinchy right now. I think he has more utility and able to handle more Pokemon than Celebi right now. I honestly forgot that some clowns pop out of honey. So again, I'm not really afraid of any gust moves. I think at this point, no, I'm still trying to distribute XP, but after this fight, I decide that I'm going to have BB to be over-leveled, because at this point, it's silly to try to make bad plays, to micromanage. I am deciding that BB for a fact is going to over-level after this fight, and that's okay, because I'll still have around 4 Pokemon at 23 to still fight the gym leader, and I'm considering that to be more than enough. Yeah, so you will not see me use BB for the gym battle, and basically, if I'm not spoiling anything with the gym match, if I happen to lose all of my Pokemon at the appropriate level of the gym fight, I will just declare it a loss and not even use the Celebi. This match could have been avoided. I should have realized that was just a trap because it didn't unlock anything else. These clowns really have something going on here. They have mythics. One had a Mew. This one has a Shaman. I have a Celebi. Am I a clown? I don't know. So this one is a little bit of a slog, because just having to do chip damage because I don't want to switch. I take advantage of this to heal. So far, I have not used a single item in a battle that wasn't held items by my Pokemon, and even though it's not listed specifically in my rules, my philosophy is items are okay because gym leaders tend to use items, but I don't use them unless I absolutely have to. So it's almost like I go with hardcore Nuzlocke rules of no items unless I'm about to lose, and then I'll start trying to use items. So this got really annoying and I had to make a decision here. So this is a Chansey, which most seasoned Pokemon trainers know has ridiculous HP and special defense, but very horrible physical defense. So right here, I use a Leech Seed, and then I decide to test out how strong would a Magical Leaf do. And not terrible, but the Chansey soft boils. And so this is impossible to do quickly. So I make the decision to use one of my physical mons, and knowing it's going to also over level for the gym match. So I choose Loki because because I'm a protective of Loki a little bit, in that I want to use it when it's a Zoroark. So having Celebi and Zorua over level for gym leader means I will not use them in the match. And I will not use them in the match, and then but that's okay because they can share the XP. And yeah, basically I'm rambling. You won't see me use both of them. So now my only legal mons for the gym leader are going to be Macarena, Pinchy, and Derp. So he uses a Zebstrika here. I am going to switch back into Celebi. And even though Zebstrika has the Flame Charge, it's not Stab, and I have Recover, so I felt like BB is going to be just fine during this match, even with a slight special defense boost from Charge, because it's not a Chansey. Good job, BB. So yeah, Loki got to 24. Can't use it. Only available Pokemon right now are going to be Derp, Pinchy, Macarena. And right here I do some final preparations. I give out Oran Berries to Macarena, who doesn't have a usual held item. I believe Pinchy has a Dread Plate holding right now. He has Battle Armor instead of Sniper, which I think Drapion also gets. So I decided to give it a Dread Plate instead of the Scope Lens. And then I also give the Oran Berry to Derp instead of its Quick Claw, which you'll see here. I think I could have had a chance to do something interesting if I had the Quick Claw. Anyway, time for our gym match with Burr. So his first Pokemon is a Mightyena, which I've dealt with a lot of Mightyenas in this randomizer so far. And Derp has been the one to fight them as like the lead at first. So I switch into Pinchy, and normally I've just been using Bite to deal with the Mightyenas. This time around I'm trying the Pin Missile to try to get a nice 2-hit KO, because at this range I believe Bite would just be a 4-hit, 3-hit if I'm lucky. So he stacks up some Howls, and I go for a second Pin Missile. I just need 3 to kill, and unfortunately it's not like the Shiftry fight. And here I get Sand Attacked, which is annoying because Pin Missile is already not 100% accurate. I believe it's base 90 or maybe 85. But he uses up a healing item. I'm okay with healing items being used on the first Mons, especially if they're not threatening ones, because just waste them now so I don't have to deal with them on potentially bigger threats. So this part is a little bit of a slog. So I go through the Pin Missiles and just barely misses out on the kill. So I decided to use a Bite here just to have a better chance of hitting instead of a Pin Missile. And I kind of figured he was just going to Hyper Potion anyway. So now we're going to go through the Pin Missiles, which I'm really happy that Sand Attack has not factored in right now to me hitting. I forgot that it was just one turn. So yeah, Drapion hits all 5 of his Pin Missiles and we get the kill. And now he's at 24. And even though he's at 24 now, it's okay. They're okay to level up during the gym match. So this is the scary Mon on Burr's team, a Ho-Oh. It's not even his ace. It's just his second level 21 Mon. So I hard switch into the Slowpoke because I was predicting like a fire type move or something, but instead he whirlwinds and I just so happen to get a Drapion. So at here I use Bite, I don't get to flinch, and I get Brave Bird, which that basically did like 29 points of damage, and I did not realize Ho-Oh got Brave Bird this early, so I decided to hard switch into Derp. He uses the Brave Bird. Derp takes 49 damage. The Oran Berry procs is not enough to heal. So here, I pause for a moment and I decide what my options are. my only options are Pinchy and Macarena, and none of them can take a Brave Bird, so something has to die here, and I decided to be Derp, unfortunately. So, rest in peace, Derp. You did well. This allowed for Pinchy to come back in, who is faster than the Ho-Oh, and then he uses Bite to get the kill. And then his last Pokemon was, thankfully, nothing complicated, an Alomola. And I hard switch into the Ludicolo to get the kill here. And I actually speed it up here because this is a bit of a grind. Unfortunately, Alomola gets a lot of double slap hits. He has Protect. I think he has Protect. But basically, this just took way longer than it should have. And I just speeded up a little bit. Yeah, I was right. He did have to Protect. So, we're going to speed it up a little bit just so we don't have to wait too long for this. Because you all know who's going to win. Again, just last little bit of Defiance, getting 5 double slaps. Again, I think that was the second consecutive 5 double slaps. Anyway, we get the kill. We get to level 25 on Pinchy, which is well deserved. So now, going into, we now got our 3rd badge, 1 loss, very unfortunate, but I don't think I could have done anything else to prevent it. Something had to die at that point. So now, next episode, we will do some rival fights, we'll go through the next route, and I need to figure out what I need to do to not have so many overlevel bonds for the next gym match. But we'll tackle all that next time. So I'm going to save here, and I hope everyone has a great rest of their day. Bye.